anybody on. Good evening, good evening, good evening, Facebook. I hope everybody is doing well. It's been a minute since I've been live. I think the last time I went live, I was in the hospital recuperating from my, oh, it's sideways? Hold on, let's see, hold on. Is that better? Is it upright now? Is that upright? Because it was upright with me. Is that better? Is that better? Somebody tell me, am I upright or am I still sideways? Because it was looking like it was in the right position with me. Oh, so it's upright? Okay, perfect. All right, so the last time I went live, I was in the hospital recuperating from donating a kidney. And I wanted to come to you guys because I'm always getting questions about, well, how are you doing? How is he doing? Process, what made you do it? All of that type of stuff. And so I wanted to share with you this experience as well as the ending of this experience, which did not turn out so happy. So for those of you that follow me, you know that I was donating a kidney to one of my best friends, Niecy Richmond. Niecy unfortunately had a heart condition. This was back in 2016. She had a heart condition and she was unable to receive my kidney at that time. So they were doing things to strengthen her heart. And sadly, she had a stroke last April and she died. So I couldn't understand. I asked God, help me understand what was all the purpose of me going through all this testing, knowing that I would have only done it to help someone I care about. What was the purpose of all of this if I couldn't give her the kidney? And then it came to me that it was meant for someone else, but she was used as the driver for me to want to go get tested. And so I did that. And then I talked to the hospital here because I decided it was meant for someone else. So we'll go through that process. And in doing that, I joined a donor group by recommendation of the hospital here. And there was this guy in there who needed an O positive kidney. Long story short, he had a donor, which he told me where he had posted he had a donor, so we didn't communicate until about 2.5, maybe 3 months later, when he made this depressing post about, you know, everything was going awry, whatever. And I saw it, I was on my way to church, and I just wanted to offer him some encouragement. So I reached out to him. He came back and basically said he was going to die or something to that effect. And I said, you know, what's going on? Can I call you? He sent his number. I called him and he was telling me that this woman allegedly took his information and posted it on a website and said that that she was going to collect money to give him this kidney, and she was going to be donating this money to a charity of his choice. And his choice was HIV and AIDS research, and apparently that didn't happen according to him, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I decided I would give him my kidney. All right. Things were great. Moving up to this point, things were great. I fly to Atlanta, do my pre-op. As you all saw, I had you on my live videos when I was donating blood. I mean, giving the blood and going through all of that painful needle and all of that stuff that I hate doing. Things were good. Well, then, day of the surgery was November 28th, 2018. Getting to the hospital, I was live, because we agreed that we would document everything, because I thought this was important to bring awareness to the African American community. And here's why I thought it was important. The living donor rate in the white community is 71%. In the black community, it's 13%. In the gay community, it's none. Because if you're gay, you're looked at by most of society that you're not sick, you're going to get sick, so you're of no use to anyone. You can't donate blood, you can't donate an organ. And that's simply just not true. Not all of us are sick. Well, we get to the process to have the surgery. I don't see him. I fly to Atlanta that Friday. I turn up my last weekend because I knew it was going to be a while before I could turn up again. I don't see him. So we get to the hospital that Wednesday. Everything is going good. You know, they let me know that he is there. Everything's good. that Wednesday after I get out of surgery, my question was, did it work? Somebody let me know if it's worked. The nurse would not tell me anything because that was his patient confidentiality, and she couldn't say anything. So I'm in and out of consciousness, not knowing whether or not this worked. So then the next day, my surgeon comes in and he tells me that it did work, that he started urinating right away. His creatinine numbers were coming down to where they needed them to be. He was doing great. Okay, perfect, great. But then I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute. I haven't heard from his partner, whom I met when I met him 3 weeks prior, or any of his family. They made no effort to try to find me, to see how I was doing, to see if I needed anything, to meet my team that was there, or even to simply say thank you. No effort at all. So I'm sitting there thinking about this, and I'm beginning to get a little pissed because I'm like, wait a minute, I just saved this man's life, and this man is practically a stranger to me. Although we met, he's a stranger to me. I don't know a lot about this man. So then he calls me, and he says, my sister and her brother-in-law are here, and they want to meet you. Come down to my room. I was like, wait a minute. I just had surgery, and you want me to get up out of my bed to walk down the hallway to meet these people who made no effort to meet me. Okay, but because we agreed that we would document everything, I said, okay, I'll go. The nurse was holding, I'm pushing my IV roller. The nurse is holding my camera. The phone is on me. And as we're walking in, he will be in my 10 o'clock direction. His partner will probably be in my 12. And the sister and her husband will be in my 3. The camera was on me, walking directly to his bed. And instantly his partner jumps up. Oh, you got to get our consent for me to be on camera. And the sister goes, oh, I did not get permission to be on nobody's film. So when she jumps up, she gets in the camera view. It wasn't even on her. So I told the nurse, I said, just turn it off. Spoke, stayed a couple of minutes, and I left. Didn't hear, he texted me later that day, telling me I'm sore as hell. I ignored it. I'm like, call your nurse. I ignored it, so I didn't pay no attention to that. The next day, I'm in the hallway. And this is Friday. I'm in the hallway, and I'm walking, getting my exercise in, and I'm walking past this door. Mind you, we are just 6 doors down from one another. 6 doors. The transplant unit in Piedmont is small. So we were just 6 doors down. Well, on our wing. We were on a wing that wasn't that big. So I'm walking past this door, and I said, I'm not even going in there. So I go down at the end of the hallway, and I'm coming back, and I said, just go see, say goodbye, because you're going home today. Go say goodbye. I go in there, and the first thing he said to me, oh, I hope my sister didn't offend you yesterday. And I was like, no, she didn't offend me, but I would tell you, I'm still going to do this platform. He said, well, she said that she didn't want to be on camera. I said, she wasn't on the camera. The camera was on me coming to you. It was about you and I. And he goes, well, she said the camera was pointed at her. I said, she's a liar. The camera wasn't pointed at her. It was pointed on me. She was over here. And had she stayed in her seat, then she wouldn't have been in it. But she jumped up. And when she jumped up, she got in the camera. But I said, it's no big deal. I'm still going to do this anyway. It's my platform because this is important to me because of my friend who died, whom I was scheduled to help initially. So I said, but I will tell you one thing that did bother me. And his partner was sitting there. And I said, it bothered me that, and I called his partner by his name, that he nor your family yesterday, meaning Wednesday, day before yesterday, made any effort to try to find me to see if I were okay, to meet my team, to see if I needed anything, or even simply to say thank you. And at that point, I'm thinking he was going to say, wait a minute, such and such, you didn't go check on him? You didn't do this? So that's what I'm thinking in my mind. But he didn't. So the partner jumps up with his nasty attitude. Well, everybody don't do things the same. Just real nasty, and walks out of the room. So I asked the recipient, I said, well, what is his problem? And he was telling me something about his keyboard on his laptop wasn't working or something. He was trying to get the nurses to see if they can give him a USB keyboard, something crazy like that. And I'm like, okay, but that ain't got anything to do with me. So him sitting here having an attitude with me about that is crazy. But anyway, I asked him, and then he pulls out this phone. He said, but I did have something I want to ask you. Still, not saying anything about how I'm telling you your family acted. So he said, I did have something I want to ask you. And he pulls out this folder and he said, are they giving you money? I said, what do you mean they're giving me money? He said, are they paying you? And I said, no. He said, and he pulls out this folder. He had this big asterisk beside the line that read, donor is eligible for financial assistance. And he said, well, what does this mean? I said, well, they're going to reimburse me for my flight that I paid out of my pocket to come here to save you. And they're going to pay a couple of my bills while I recuperate from saving you. And he would go, oh, well, that ain't right because my partner is going to be out of work taking care of me and he's not going to get paid. Negro, your partner didn't give you a kidney. I did. Why would the foundation give him anything? Because he's your partner. He signed up for that. Put it there. He signed up for that. That's what he chose to do as your partner. You were sick. He signed up to take care of you. As simple as that. I said, well, listen, that's your battle. You work that out with the foundation. It has nothing to do with me. So I leave after that. I'm being discharged about maybe 6 hours later. So my team is in the hallway and the sister and husband from the day before and another sister walks past. Don't say anything. Now, to be fair, they didn't know who he was. Although my door was open and I was right there in the door. So them not speaking to him, they didn't know. But I come into the hallway, the boyfriend and one of my recipient's brothers, I think it was his brother, but definitely a relative, walks immediately by me and gets about 8-9 feet away. And then they stop. The partner turns around and points me out to this guy, and still none of them came back and said a word. So all of them storms off down the hallway. Not one of them even greet me or say anything to me. So I said, you know what? The little situation that happened with them not coming to my room or coming to check on me to see if I need anything, that's one thing. We got past that, but now they're disregarding me in this hallway. That's unacceptable because to me, that's some nigga shit. I'm being totally honest. That's not black folk stuff. That's nigga shit. That's straight ignorance to me. And so I called my recipient and I said, here's the deal. You wanted us to be friends. I didn't need to be friends with you. I did what God laid on my heart to do, and I did that. You have a good kidney. It's working. I'm good. But you wanted us to be friends. And now the fact that your family disregarded me totally on Wednesday and didn't check on me is one thing. But now they're in the hallway walking past me, pointing me out, and not even speaking. That's another problem. I said, so for your sake, I think it's best that you and I have no communication. Because he had told me that his family wanted to throw us this big party once we heal. Now, what would I look like coming into that party, knowing they have disregarded me in the hospital, that they have disregarded me in the hospital during surgery time? What would I look like coming into that party and being treated like that again? I would turn that party all the way over. Everything in me would cause me to flip that party all the way over. And I just say, you know what? To me, that's very disrespectful and rude, and that they would act that way. So then he goes, my recipient now, he goes on Facebook and creates this post that's immediately after I tell him this, he goes on Facebook and creates this post that says, and I'm paraphrasing, something about the best day of his life turned to the worst day of his life because his donor doesn't want to be friends with him because his family didn't want to be in my live video. Dude, it had nothing to do with the video. If it had everything to do with the video, I would have cut you off on Thursday. It had nothing to do with the video. It had everything to do with how you did not respond to how your family and your partner disregarded me and what I did for you. So with that lack of gratitude and unappreciation, I chose not to be cool with you. To be fair, his family, his partner owes me nothing. I didn't give them a kidney. But because he decided that he would not say anything about the way they treated me, made me feel some type of way about how you really feel, because they made me think, okay, all this other stuff that you were talking about, maybe you really didn't mean it. Because, and I told him, I said, had you given me a kidney, my friends would have flipped this hospital upside down looking for you to thank you for what you did for me. So the idea that you do not feel anything negative about your family doing this and treating me this way is a problem. So I don't think we should be cool. So when he made this post, I instantly inboxed him because I was not going to address him in public because I thought that was very ghetto of him to make this post. So I inboxed him and I said, dude, you know that's not what I told you. I told you why you and I couldn't be cool, and it was because of you not responding to your family. He goes, well, I don't know what you got against my boyfriend and my family. Nigga, it ain't got nothing to do with you. I don't know these people. I had just met them. I don't know them. I didn't meet them. I met the one sister for a brief moment earlier that day. Met your partner when I met you face to face 3 weeks before that. But I don't know these people. I don't know them from a can of paint. So you accuse me of having something against them really just goes to show that you are in this mindset that there's a problem and you think it's me. It's not me. It's your people. That is some ungrateful behavior that I don't know if you're taught that way, you're raised that way. How do you get so just negative that you would just not say thank you to someone? To me, that's just disrespectful. And let's go back to the day with the camera in the room. Even if they didn't want to be on camera and I had the camera on them, I just saved your relative's life. You would want to get your silly looking self up on the top of the building and shout it to the rooftop that I thought enough about your relative to save his life. Something that one of the sisters, according to my recipient, one of the sisters wouldn't even go through the testing process because she didn't want to mess up her body. Seriously? And you all have the audacity to walk around this hospital with your nose up in the air against me? So I'm like, okay, well, I decided, we weren't going to be cool. We weren't going to be friends. And that was that. I did reach out to someone that knew him about maybe 3 weeks ago just to see how he was doing, because I woke up and he was in my spirit, and I woke up just to see how he was doing. And I did reach out and they said that he looked like he was doing great. Okay, great. I'm good. So I'm thinking, okay, this is the end of this. We don't have to, whatever. And then someone sends me a screenshot of a post that he's made of how he's writing a book. And these are his words, how he's completed the 8 chapters, how his partner is proofreading and doing whatever when he completes whatever. But that his 9th chapter will focus on why he and his donor don't have a relationship. Now, seriously. Now, if you're going to tell the truth, write your truth. But the truth of the matter is, I don't have a relationship with you because you did not respond to how your family disregarded me for what I did for you. That's the truth of it. And everybody know me. I'm going to give you the truth. I really don't care if it hurts your feelings or not. But that is the truth. It had nothing to do with the video. And it had nothing to do with the fact that your family didn't want to be on the video, because guess what? It wasn't even about them. They wouldn't have been in the video. So he can write his book and he can include me in his chapter. That'll bring him some ratings by mentioning me. However, if he lies on me, it's going to be a problem. And the thing that I don't understand is, with all the gratitude that he was giving me prior to this, how is it that you could have that and not feel some type of way about how your family treated me? To me, that doesn't make any sense. So it makes me think, did everything you say, was it a lie just to get the kidney? But even if it was, you got to deal with that. That's something that you work that out between you and God, because I did what I was asked to do. So I'm doing this because, like I said, he took this to Facebook. I didn't have to respond to it this way, but I hadn't responded publicly. I did do an interview a few weeks ago, at the end of the day, dude, you got some serious problems. You got some serious problems. And because you are now going to write this chapter about me, you just need to be correct in what you say about me. And lying on me is not the route you want to take. It's just not. But I wanted to do this to let everybody's continue to ask me, well, Victor, how are you doing? How's your recipient? And if I say, oh, I don't know, first thing they know is, wait a minute, how don't you know? Because you were recording this, you were, documenting this, and you were doing all of this to bring awareness, and people knew that. So it was like, I can't say, well, I don't know how he's doing because, and then, well, why don't you know how he's doing? Because you were documenting this. So the bottom line is, that's what happened. I don't say that to discourage anyone from donating. If you feel it in your heart to do so, I recommend that you do. If you could go back, would you do it again? Under these circumstances, no. I would not do it again, Gerald. I would donate, if I could donate to someone else, if my heart was led to do so, I would. I really would. I have no regrets about it. I have not one regret about doing what I did. I just hate that it ended out the way that it did with him reacting the way that he did. Now, to be fair, had he never made that post on Facebook, we wouldn't have any problem. I wouldn't have any reason to talk about how his family treated me because his family don't owe me anything. They don't. They are how they feel, whatever they got going on. They don't owe me anything. But because he made that post on Facebook lying on me saying that I was mad because this family didn't want to be in my video, then it became a problem. And I'm like, dude, seriously, this is not the deal. This is not what you want to do. This is a lie. And I didn't say anything on his post. I went to him in private saying, this is what happened. You know this is what happened. And then he came back with this. You just got something. I don't know what you got against my boyfriend and my family. It ain't got nothing to do with your boyfriend or your family. It's got something to do, everything to do with you right now. So this is where we are. So I just wanted to get that off my chest, because I've been holding that because I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to say anything. But now I understand that you are writing this chapter about me. He would need to write that chapter correctly because if not, he's going to have some problems. And so I think it's really sad that this happened and that we are at this place because it didn't have to go out like that. This was a beautiful situation of me saving this man's life that everybody kept saying. And I didn't even want to say that. Everybody kept saying, Victor, you saving his life. I was like, no, don't put that on me. And then someone in Atlanta said to me while I was there, don't minimize what you are doing. You are saving this man's life. So the idea that this is how he would respond to that is crappy. It really is. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope the kidney continues to work for him and does well with him, but I hate that it turned out this way. I don't think we'll ever be friends. I mean, like I said, I didn't want to be friends with him. I didn't need to be. I was just doing what I was led to do. I don't feel like we will ever be friends again unless he takes full ownership of that lie he put on Facebook about me and any future lies he tell. But because he has not contacted me, and it's been 2 months yesterday. 2 months yesterday was our anniversary date for the transplant. And because he has not contacted me, it lets me know, okay, in your mind, this is what you really do believe, even though you know everything is right here in front of you to show you that this didn't happen that way. So, I mean, I wish him nothing but the best. And yeah, so that was the ending to what I thought was going to be a beautiful act of God, and you know what? I take that back. It was a beautiful act of God because the kidney transplant worked. It happened. It was great. How his family reacted, that's some nigga shit. I can't say anything about that, but I will say that, I hold no regrets for helping him. I wish him nothing but the best. He just cannot lie on me anymore because that's not the move. And someone said to me, well, Victor, take the high road because, people gonna lie on you. He ain't the first, he ain't the last. You're right. He's not the first and he's not the last. However, because he chose to go on Facebook and tell this lie as if I'm some type of social media hype that I have to have everything in my life put on social media and it was done at his expense, that's where the problem comes in at. So he needs to understand that, dude, you know exactly why I'm not friends with you. And it's not because of a social media video. It's because your family or a bunch of ingrates have treated me like shit for saving your life. I don't know. Someone had even suggested maybe they had. I'm not even going to put that out there. I'm not going to put that out there. But be that as it may, that's how. So I'm doing well. I want to say I'm fully recovered. I have to take ginger now every day to keep my nauseous feeling down. I hate ginger. I think it's one of the nastiest tasting things you could ever put in your mouth. So my boy Corey told me to get the crystallized ginger from Whole Foods and drop it in my tea. And so that helps. So I drop it in my green tea. So by the time I'm finished, get to the bottom, it's soaked with green tea. And so it takes a little bit of the bite away. But yeah, that's the only negative side effect I've had. Of course, I could never take ibuprofen again. Can't take raw protein again. Anything that's not passed through the FDA, like the diet teas and a lot of stuff they sell at the vitamin shop, I cannot take again. So that's kind of disappointing. But yeah, no regrets. Just a couple more scars on my stomach from the incisions. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing good. Psychologically and mentally, I was pissed. Oh, I was pissed. His family should have donated. Why did they? Andre, what he said was that one sister wouldn't even go through the testing process because she didn't want to mess up her body. If it was a sister that was at the hospital, I don't know what body she thought she was going to mess up, but I don't know. But I don't know why no one else in the family didn't do that. Gerald, oh, man, let me tell you something. If I know nothing else, I know how to document. I covers my ass. I have everything. So he can try this if he wants to. It is going to be a sad day for him. And I hate that it's coming to this, but since you want to write your chapter about me, just come correct. That's all I'm saying. You can write about our experience because I'm going to talk about our experience, but I'm telling the truth about our experience, not the lie that you're going on Facebook and telling for sympathy. I don't know what it is you're looking for sympathy or whatever, but yeah, so got all that, Gerald, all of that. So so that's what's going on with this situation. Kidney donation went well. So there we go. But any other question you have, you can hit me up with them. I'll be glad to answer. But that is where we are with this kidney donation. Peace out, Facebook.